Please listen carefully.
Hey guys, welcome back to the garage. pRide here. We're gonna go ahead with the XJR now. What I've done was prepping the belly pan. When I removed it, I just put it aside. I never cleaned it properly. I never done anything to it. And well, basically we went from this to this. So as you can see, this is clean. I cleaned up the surfaces as best as I can, as best as I could, and I've also cleaned up all the fasteners with a bench grinder. Now I'm gonna prep everything up and right, let's get stuck in now. What you need is your torque wrench, and this is a 5mm Allen tip or Allen socket, whatever you want to call it. We are gonna go ahead and use some grease as well on the release valve, which is being fitted on the belly pan. We're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna just put a smear of grease around the O-ring and fit that. You have two locating pins. They go, in this case we are going to put them on the crankcase so that we can hang the new gasket, and that way it will stay in place. We've already fitted the oil strainer, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to torque them up. Torque setting is 10 Nm. There you have it, one belly pan. We're going to put this just in case. By that I mean just in case I lose it. Right, here on the top right corner we have the oil level sensor, which is this bad boy here, and you're simply gonna go ahead and fit it in. Push it until the O-ring gets in, and then you'd have two bolts. These are 8mm Allen head. Torque setting again was 10 Nm. Right, we are on to the gear change mechanism. Now you have that, if you remember, that is the star that comes, that is one of the two ends of the gear selector drum. This little fella here is called stopper arm, and you'll see why in a moment. You've got a spring, stopper arm and a bolt. Now this assembly goes like this. The bolt fits like so. Note that it has shoulder here that fits exactly inside of that hole. Right. As you can see, I hope you can, there's a notch there where this hook fits in perfectly. Okay, now all this assembly goes in there. sure you couldn't see pretty much anything, but it wasn't easy. Torque settings here is another 10 Newton meters. Okay. Right, let me take you back. Right, unfortunately I did fail to order a new dust seal. This is where the shift shaft will come out when I slide in from the other side. You would have the dust seal there, make sure that it fits through, and then you'd have the washer and then the E-clip that goes on this groove here, which will stick out from there. Because I didn't buy a dust seal, I can't do that. However, I will just feed this through and carry on with other steps, and once the dust seal arrives I will just fit it in, because it will slow down the whole assembly too much. So I'm just gonna go ahead and carry on with this as it was supposed. That means I will take you back here. And we go ahead and make sure that one of the two washers isn't there. I'm just gonna give it a smear of grease. For ease of assembly. Back onto the other side. As you can see, it sticks out quite a lot, and you should have the that seal in there. We are going to use a pair of pliers for that job. Okay, that's in. We're just gonna go ahead and fit this here. This is the clutch push rod dust seal. Again, smear of grease. Right, next one is the alternator, which is this one. You need to make sure that the splines on the shaft align with the splines in there. So you can try and push it in. You see it doesn't, just wiggle it around when you go in. Now the manual doesn't state whether you should put thread lock. Torque setting is 25 Newton meters. The reason why I'm putting thread lock on is just because there was some residues when I removed it. So I take that as a hint as to whether you should or shouldn't. Right, time for the starter motor. make sure again that the splines mesh against the gear. Still Loctite, padlock on the bolts, 10 Newton meters. Don't need any more than that. Another part assembled. A piece of advice, guys. Always make sure you're using the right gaskets. This is extremely similar in that shape, but not enough here. Yep. Cam chain tensioner gasket.
If you ain't got a nickel, don't take a dime. Speak up, don't blow your mind. Harboring fugitives and runaway trains. Don't get fooled by bruises and bones. They shine in your eye like a diamond in the sun. Blinking and blinking, work is never done. They'll take you for a spin, rough up your new hat, then throw it in the street with nothing but bruises and bones on your back. Bruises and bones, bruises and bones. I'll stay home with my bruises and bones. Bruises and bones, bruises and bones. Just me and my bruises and bones. Long time, honey, don't waste money. Haven't you heard you don't need clothes? All you need is bruises and bones. Bruises and bones, bruises and bones. I'll stay home with my bruises and bones. Bruises and bones, bruises and bones. Just me and my bruises and bones.